I'm Don Bodan from SampleLibraryReview.com. Very excited today. We're going to be checking out Mojo Upright Bass from Vir2 Instruments. Vir2 is continuing their Mojo series. This time they've crafted a upright bass instrument for jazz, rock, blues, rockabilly, and more. It's recorded by jazz session bassist Stefan Pista Bartas on a 150-year-old double bass through analog gear, and the developer is promising the most advanced, lifelike, upright virtual bass instrument imaginable. Library requires 18.4 gigabytes for installation, does run in the free Contact Player 7, which is included. Promises to have a powerful and intuitive interface. There's 8 articulations, 6 dynamic layers, 8 round robins, and 5 microphone positions. The library features true legato, natural and simulated vibrato, adjustable string buzz, there's an effects panel, and hundreds of MIDI performances inside the instrument. There's a collection of presets as well for all kinds of sounds and eras. The library normally sells for $249.95. At the time of putting the video together, it's on a special intro offer for $199.95 till October 17th, 2024. Now, note here, if you already own any Mojo instruments, you can pick this one up for a loyalty price of $147.95 till October 17th. Now, quick look at the interface here, and you see we have an instrument panel selection. Moving from the bottom of the interface, we get visual indicators for our articulation selections, and above that, the dials for velocity curve, capo, string buzz, hand position, humanization, pitch attack, offset, and playback modes. Above that, we have visual representation of the fretboard that animates when it plays back. There's hiss and player noise sliders, then access to the preset selections across the top center of the instrument. The performance panel is where we access our MIDI performances, which you can drag and drop into your DAW. Don't worry, we'll show you a bunch of examples of those a little bit later. And then next, the effects panel gives you access to various effects we can apply to the signal. And our next panel is the mixer panel. We have controls over the 6 mic positions, which we'll dive into a little later on in the video. And the final panel here is the settings controls for articulation, MIDI, select, release key modes, and lots of options for mapping. Quick way to dive in the instrument here, let's listen to a bunch of presets. I think this preset selection gives us a really good example of just what kind of sounds we can get out of the instrument. And I'm hearing multiple presets that'd be great for jazz, blues, bluegrass, rockabilly, even a few that I think might work for something more cinematic. The effects and mic controls are very effective. Really help you sculpt, shape your sound in different ways. And when you get a new sound you love, you can save your own presets to recall them later. Just a note here, though, that even though it allows me to save and load my presets in the version I have of the instrument at launch, it doesn't seem to show the name of the preset when I load it back into the instrument. But I can hear and verify that it's loading up. Diving into the articulations and controls, we have sustain playback. I think it has a really rich, warm, realistic sound. You're allowed to have legato on and off. The hammer on and pull off control is great for more control of the instrument. Now, the instrument auto recognizes overlapping notes when you got your legato on, so it's easy to play lines without key switches. And the staccato limits playback to short notes, as you'd expect. The performance repetition articulations are specifically designed to add that fast playback realism, you know, when a bass player's going to town on one or two notes with his fingers. There's harmonics. And percussion articulations, which allow you to play back any of the 20 samples of slaps, hits, breath samples. It's all up in those blue keys on the keyboard. Now you can use a drop down to reorganize or select where each percussion sample lives on the keyboard as well. And just a note here, if you got any other articulations loaded up, you still have access to those percussion notes with the magenta keys, which correspond to the drop-down controls as well. The chord articulations give you access to playable chords or staccato chords, sustains and arpeggios. You can change the chord type with key switches as well. Now, playing with the instrument, I really love how these green keys allows you to force single string performances for slides and glissandos. having this kind of control over the instrument, I think it's going to be really useful. Not for just programming more realistic upright performances, but also if you want to use these kind of unique performances for score creation. Orange keys give you control over a variety of forced released samples. Now, one thing I love when developers do is they include MIDI you can download right from Vir2's website, play it back in your DAW, and look at the programming here. This one here, the solo, it utilizes all the articulations. It's forcing string slides, you're playing back percussion, and I think you can agree this sounds pretty damn realistic. Yeah, you really hear how those performance repetitions work in these fast areas. The Performance tab here gives you access to a wide variety of stylized MIDI patterns. Yes, this is actually able to play jazz. There's a selection of blues patterns. Bossa Nova. Gypsy jazz. Latin performances. Funk. And there's a small collection of percussion performances. and rockabilly grooves. You can sort through the MIDI in the Performance tab by meter. It also allows you to change the key for playback. Which makes it easy because you can just drag and drop this into your DAW. And if you're anything like me, you love having MIDI drag and drop so you can quickly customize a performance or inspect how the programming was done, so you might be inspired or learn a little bit about how to create more realistic playback from a virtual instrument like this one. Now, I've really enjoyed watching Vir2's Mojo instruments as they come out, and this one is pretty damn high quality for sure. The samples sound great. The ability to control all kinds of different factors, buzzing on the string to which string you're actually going to play or perform on, how you can hold on to a string and just slide or have glissandos, your hammer-ons, your pull-offs, all those things sound very expressive and very realistic. All of that means that you're going to have a little bit more of a complicated instrument, and with what Mojo Upright's listing for, you're going to have to pay for this high quality instrument, because I think it lists around $249. Now on the Pros, it's got a realistic sound, the multiple mic options and articulations just give you so much control. The dynamic range with 8 round robins sounds great. MIDI performance is built in. Yes, I love it. I always could ask for more, and the sample quality is wonderful. Very suitable for jazz, rock, blues, rockabilly, any kind of thing where you just need a real natural bass sound, or because of all those effects and controls, you can take it out and make it sound completely otherworldly. This is a hefty library at 35 gigabytes, and my other only note here as a con is I did hear some weirdness, some glitching only when I was switching presets. I think it's something about maybe going to a preset that has an amplifier or a saturation cranked up. It would give me a little glitch and surprise me through my speakers. But other than that, I think I shared most of my thoughts along the way. I'd love to hear yours. Please comment below. Let me know what you think about Mojo Upright Bass. You have any of the other Mojo instruments? Is this something you're looking to add to your arsenal? If you're not already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and come back around on Fridays for a weekly decompressor show.